Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and Apple API access. So Apple in the fall of 2023 introduced their Privacy Manifest. And the Privacy Manifest is a way for Apple to make sure that app makers to have their apps in the Apple App Store, make sure that they're providing more detailed information about the app, more information about the operation of the app, more information around the data is collected and things like that. It's the spring of 2024, Apple is going to require that app makers provide more transparency in how they use APIs, which is application interfaces, application program interfaces. So APIs really are the middleware of apps. So it helps companies be able to transfer data back and forth between systems that are different. These APIs, depending on what the app is programmed to do, can pull some sensitive information about people, and what Apple doesn't want to have is app makers creating systems that use API access to pull things that aren't relevant or are not necessary for their app. So an example of this would be, let's say you had a accounting program on your phone, and that accounting program wanted access to your health information from your phone, right? Now this is the actual example. So that, I think most people would think that was weird and they wouldn't want that to happen. So what Apple is doing is they're making sure, or they want to make sure that companies that use certain APIs to pull certain types of information, make that evident and clear in writing in these types of app policies. Someone, I think, has described Apple's new privacy manifest as name and shame. So they want to create transparency so that people can make more informed choices about how they use apps. Also, there has been a lot of companies, for example, using things like accessibility features to retarget people, and maybe those features aren't needed for a particular app. Like, for example, maybe a flashlight app doesn't need accessibility features, or you don't have to share your health information with the app. But what has been happening is that a lot of these app makers have been putting these requests into these APIs. It may not be evident when people first download these particular apps, and they want to make sure it's very clear about the type of data they collect and they share. We are seeing also similar, not exactly the same, but similar action toward transparency in the Google Play Store, where they want to make sure that there's more transparency there so that people make more informed decisions about how they use apps. So it remains to be seen what is going to happen with this. Apple has said that they're notifying companies right now if they feel like their APIs aren't explained in the spring of 2024. If those companies have not explained by that point what their APIs are doing and the data that they're pulling, these apps may be pulled out of the Apple App Store. That's it. Thank you.